So Google recently released a video about its AI capabilities. Well, actually just a fun video. They released a fun video, and today I'm just going to try it out by using it for the same reason this video is made about: planning a vacation. First of all, let's watch it. All right, so here we can see a video released end of October, 13 million views by now, called Planning a Quick Getaway. Just ask Google.
This is Tom. Work has been weird lately. He's got to fly the coop, and fast. Luckily, AI mode in Google search can help him hatch a plan. It's got to be quick, and it's got to be... yeah. That should do it. Phew, things were getting dicey there for a moment, but now everything's gravy. Planning a quick getaway? Just ask Google.
Let's test it out for what I wanted to test out, because this is like a pre-made example. But if I start a new search, okay, so let's ask, I want to go to Latvia on a 3-day vacation with a direct flight to fly out in June. It thinks I am in the United States. Weird, because I'm not. Try that again. I want to go from Amsterdam to Latvia on a 3-day vacation in Latvia with a direct flight to fly out in June. So it doesn't give an extremely in-depth answer, at least not from the get-go when I ask it a very general question. So it does say the flight would take approximately 2 hours 10 minutes. True. This is correct, right? So these airlines are typical. I get that. Air Baltic already prompts me at the right page, so that's good. Yeah, we're looking quite all right. But let's also pay attention to this 3-day trip. So we can see June is a popular month for travel, Riga, and indeed, that's actually one of the reasons why you chose June, because then there's the summer solstice, which is celebrated. So it's very traditional, a good time to be in it. It accurately kind of said that you should enjoy it. It even recommends to book flights on a specific time, which is nice. Specific kind of time period before actually going, so 40 days. So these are flights. So these are purely flights, right? Create an entire vacation plan for this. So this is going to help understand, is this like mostly a search engine, or is this an actual tool that can be used to create entire documents, entire plans for a vacation in this case? All right, so vacation overview, duration 3 days, does give a plan. That's nice. So 3-day vacation, medieval architecture, market, trip to the beach resort in Jurmala. I like it so far. The key highlights make sense. So arrive at the airport, take the bus number 22. So indeed, if I check it out, 22nd works. So far, so good. Town Hall Square. Yes, it is around that area. St. Peter's Church, panoramic view. Okay. Latvian cuisine. I've heard of this. I think that's a good idea. Yes, indeed. So this is definitely a place I suggest to visit, and gave a good idea. It gave a good idea. The only thing is that it's pretty sure it's a little bit on the expensive side. No, okay, it's not that bad. It just looks very premium. It just looks very nice, but it's not that bad at all. All right, so I wanted to kind of suggest a more budget version, but this is budget. This is fine. This is honestly fine. Take a stroll past the illuminated Freedom Monument. Wait, actually, yo, I didn't realize that I can click on these. That's very cool. So let's try this again. So if I click here, I can see the airport. I can see what it looks like. Cool. I can then go to this district, and you should go there if you're with Latvia, and then you can see the House of the Blackheads, which is within this district. This is very neat. This is very neat. This can save so much time, because usually you need to go back and forth to kind of find it on the map. But here you can just click save. Feature requires search. All right, so we need to link services to do this, which I am fine doing. I don't mind doing that. I'll try it out. So if I do it now, services are done. Should work now. Did. Great. So you can now just save the place, right? So straight from here. Perfect. Honestly, great. All right, let's check out day 2. Because there's enough to do on a single day. I get that. Quiet Center. Explore the contrasting architectural style of the Quiet Center and delve into Latvia's complex history. Morning. The Art Nouveau district. I don't know how to pronounce it in French. I'm sorry. But whatever you pronounce that, this is indeed a very distinct art style that the buildings have in Latvia. So good idea. And then indeed we can click on this. We can see the street where these kind of buildings can be seen. Even suggests a museum to learn more about the art. It gives insights definitely on the design of the city. What is kind of missing is there's only one place that it suggests, like one meal, but you probably want to eat 2 to 3 times per day. Here to just fine dining, fine, very popular restaurants as well. When we check out the third day, visit this Riga Central Market. Yes, good idea. I didn't know it's one of Europe's largest markets though. I'm even learning something new here. But it is a very popular place that people visit to buy groceries, to try Latvian foods. I think this is a good idea. Afternoon, take a train ride to Jūrmala, which is a beach city, a town, which is also a very popular destination. This is like an exquisite version of a beach town. You know, this is like a place where many people buy their vacation homes. So there's good reason for it that they do. Departure, head back to Riga. So, okay, let's finish. So what I missed is that this is very few details. It's not going to take up the entire day to do these. I don't think it would. You know, like it really depends on which pace you want to experience the art, experience everything. I think this is a bit too shallow. It's basically assuming evening, go to bed right after. I get it for families especially, and just travelers who like to experience things in a slow, peaceful way. You know, this vacation is quite short. I think you can fit a lot more in these 3 days than is shown here. Weather, the packed layers is cool. So it even suggests what you should wear. It suggests festivals to look out for. True, that is true. And some businesses might have altered hours. True. Currency, know what to take with you. Latvian is the official language. English is widely spoken in tourist areas. Yes. Especially when it gets dark, there's a lot of places where English is more common than Latvian, so it makes sense, you know. I guess I will now tell it to adjust some things and maybe an even more in-depth version, you know. Okay, so I asked it to do this. Each day could have more things to see and do. Create a version where multiple alternatives are given within a realistic walking distance from each other. Also add places to eat breakfast and lunch, but show budget places only. Now we're talking. I would like this to be clickable links. So let's ask it to that. This is getting interesting. So now it did remove flights, but you know what? We can live with that. We can just assume it to be taken from the previous answer, you know, from the previous prompt. Alright, so it suggests similar attractions. Some of them don't really have links, even if they claim to be. Maybe this is a bug. I really don't know. Here it shows even all the locations suggested, right? Yeah, it does. Nice. So convenient. I'm surprised. This is actually really good. I think I would still get a better answer, more convenient. Need to set up. Grab that. I'd like to make this all into a document. Okay, so I asked it to generate a PDF of a comprehensive vacation plan for my 3-day vacation. Both flights, activities day by day, and suggest accommodation. Can you do that? So it can generate a PDF. Alright, that's fine. List flights and accommodation, flights. This is the one I'm aware of. It says highly rated, but it's not that many reviews. Alright, so these are okay. These are okay. This doesn't seem to have the best reviews. As you can see, 3.8. This has great reviews. This is just popular. It's just very popular to stay here. Day by day summary. Yeah, here's the thing. It cut out the suggestions, I think. At least it's good that these are clickable links. I think if I even copy them into a Word file, they'll still show up. Right, so if I put it here. So if I copy it, it doesn't preserve the links. That is unfortunate. That would have been really, really helpful. Google, if you're watching this for whatever reason, please fix. I don't know. It would be really helpful if this did actually transfer. If I'm doing it wrong, it actually can be copied in a way that the links are preserved. Please let me know, because this would be a game changer. What I do want to do now is it's losing a lot of context from the previous kind of prompts that I asked, and I think I'm going to get a way better result, at least at this stage where it's at, this model is at, if I ask it things one by one and I just create the plan for myself. Because here, by trying to kind of save time, it took me both messing around, I think 20 minutes, but I was explaining things. But you know, this is fine. It gives good suggestions, okay? Like, at least you know kind of pointers, but can you take this as a given? Well, not exactly, because it just says book a flight. Suggested airlines, suggested 40 days in advance. I think if I ask it like more directly, it would give me direct, like, actual flight details, but I think it's overwhelmed with the amount of tasks that I'm asking it to do. So what I'll do is I'll try to do this again, but I'll do step by step. I want to go from Amsterdam to Latvia on a 3-day vacation in Latvia. Recommend two-way flights that I should buy. Okay, so now it explains what airlines to use, price ranges 200 to 430. Yes, sounds about right. Return flights. This is true. Skyscanner. Yeah, but this is not 3 days. Gives me a wider window. This depart and return doesn't make sense. That's unfortunate. But if I check it out here, these are some heavy layovers. This is a lot. It suggested very weird dates. I don't know why it doubled down on those dates, but it did. I think we need to be more specific. Give me flights that are the most affordable in June. Make sure that the flights will allow the Latvia 3 days. Okay, so it suggested how to find the best deals. Midweek travel is often cheaper. If I go here, this actually worked that way. June 9th to June 12th. This is what they suggested. And if we do flexible, will we get the same answer? Well, definitely not the most expensive, I think, but let's try this. We saw 210 euros. Well, everything is the same, but it's the lowest. If I do 12, then I can do 15, which is cheaper. So it didn't actually suggest the cheapest flight, but to be fair, it did say a sample. So I will ask it directly, which is the most affordable flight. Yeah, okay, it didn't understand me, I think. Can we try this again? Oh no, doesn't look like I can edit my answer. Again, that's unfortunate. Give me exact tickets by Latvia for 3 days. Give me exact tickets to buy and their prices. It shows fast. So we can kind of conclude that from this one example, it will give you probably a reasonable flight. Probably, but it's not going to guarantee the highest value for the price that you need to look for yourself. It does, however, it gives you the right websites to look at, it gives you the right airlines to look at, but in this case, Skyscanner is undefeated. I know it refers to Skyscanner anyways, but here it is just undefeated. Like, you just look at Skyscanner right away to look for tickets rather than just try through Google. It's just going to be much better. That's it. So assuming we have the flights covered, and let's assume it's June 9th and June 12th. That's going to be fine. I now am for I'll be 3 nights there, right? I will be there. Just the best value price option. I like that I automatically assume that I'm going to be in Riga, even though I never mentioned, but that's a fair assumption. That is the place to go to if you're visiting Latvia. So I get that. An educated guess. Mid-range hotels, Velton. Good. So it also says reviews that it has. So it's amazing. Like, you can already see. Probably not as good as, let's say, Booking.com in terms of insights. Maybe. But I'd say Google Maps also has great insights. I mean, it's literally the same people. I guess I'm a bit biased because I've used Booking way more and looked at the reviews there way more than through Google Maps. Hotels with private rooms, Naughty Squirrel Hostel, how to book, Booking.com. Will it suggest? Yes, I now need to the right date. 1 adult, 1 room. Good. It knew that I wanted to look for cheap, so it's pretty smart about that. All right. Yeah, I mean, here it's pretty standard, but it directs you to exact hotels to look at, the popular ones, and you can see how popular they are. So it's a good insight, but still, I still go with Booking.com just right away, you know? It just has more information that you're going to see here. You can obviously prompt it one by one, but Booking.com fits the purpose, you know? So now the next part is where I think it's going to really thrive. That's my hypothesis, because it is Google, but it's the things that we can actually do. So now I'll ask what to do day by day. And previously we found that it gives quite short answers. So what I wanted to do is to really elaborate on each day, just to make sure that we get the most out of it, you know, get the best answer. So I'll ask it day by day. What is the best way to spend the first day? So I'll keep it simple. And if it doesn't give a satisfactory answer, I'm just going to ask it to elaborate even more. But okay. So first of all, okay, now we're talking. I was actually wanting to ask it to create a hour by hour plan, but it did it already, so we're good. Best way to spend your first day in Riga is by focusing on the old town, as the most flights from Amsterdam land by early afternoon, leaving you plenty of time to explore this compact historic area. I like that. That is true. That is true. Land at 1, reach your hotel by 2:30. Schedule starts in the afternoon. Hey, this is getting interesting. Afternoon, immerse in Old Town Char. Free walking tour. A great introduction to the city of Riga free tour. I am not aware of this Riga free tour, but amazing. No? I think it's great. Major landmarks, invite past historical context and local insights. It is indeed 2 hours. And it is correct that it's going to start at 3. If this is not coincidence, this is impressive. Climb the St. Peter's Church Tower. Right, so these are kind of overlapping with what we saw before. That's good, you know. It was a good suggestion. It's the same restaurant, City Canal. Okay, this is new. It suggests to hang around the park. Yes, this is beautiful. It's literally the heart of the city. Well, to me, you know, to me. This feels like one of the core parts of the city. So I'm excited about the store, honestly. Like I would, if somebody goes to Latvia, I think this is, I'd go for it. And as you can see, they're very nearby, right? So this is where it suggested to kind of start off and hang around. This is the park that we just saw, Skyline Bar. Good. Let's ask it to make for day 2. Ask for the second day. Okay, so what we see, it consistently gives the same answer. Whenever I ask what is the best, it does give me the same answer, which is good. It feels not random. It feels like it didn't just randomly pull random sources and just put them together. I prefer this. So the same plan as before, but just now gives dates or times. It gives time slots when to do what. I agree with it. I wish you provided a link for each location for everything. Yeah, so this is a bug. Or not a bug, just this is where it goes short, you know. Website for booking, like it doesn't actually give the links. So I need to ask it there. Provide for each of these. I'm not impressed, okay? Maybe if I ask it again, maybe it will answer better. Okay, it did answer without the time stamps. Add just the time slots for each. Because it didn't, you know, because it's not as transferable. Yeah, so this is not as great, you know, so it doesn't keep this consistency, which is, it's not unique to Google AI. This is normal. You're going to get a slightly different answer every time you ask. Here it's also missing the links. Not ideal, but we can use this, you know. We can still use this. And here we see the same examples. Lunch exploration at the Riga Central Market, afternoon, so that National Museum of Art. All right, and here I wanted to elaborate. Let's hope it understands in the context. It does understand it in context. It recognizes that I'm referring to the second day and it knows to elaborate. So, Rocket Bean, Kes Good, Buono Buono Pizza, maybe high quality Italian pizza and cozy romantic atmosphere. Wow, I'm even finding places. I like this. All right, it's good. Cake shop, popular craft beer. You know, actually now that we're on here, suggest best places for nightlife. I have some things I'm hoping it's going to mention. I don't know this. Maybe I should. First, yes, it didn't mention some places that I wished it did, but now I feel kind of, I don't know if embarrassed. For example, I didn't know this club. It seems very cool. It looks like a place to be. A cool vibe, sound system, probably very good, light system. I'm learning about things myself, but I really hoped you would have mentioned some clubs, but it didn't. Still impressed overall, but yes, let's kind of get to the bottom of it by asking about the third day. Okay, so now it actually advised a different place. Keepsala, which is also a nice place to visit. It's a calm, cozy place. It says alternative trip. So it knew that since the flight is so early, we wouldn't even be able to make it to this beach that I was referring to that is here, you know? So this is the town where the beautiful premium beach area is. Here is Riga, capital, and it was thoughtful enough not to even suggest, because it's a 25 to 30 minute train ride, to even can suggest places to book the ticket. But yeah, it's not a link, it's a link to the actual location. I'll be honest, I'm impressed. I am I am impressed. I am impressed. I like this. So I'd say we have kind of the plan figured out. The last thing since we're at it, so I'm just gonna ask what foods I must try while in Latvia. Red peas with speck, yes. Rye bread soup. Oh yeah, the dessert, yes. Sklandrausis, yes. Strongly agree. Smoked fish, borscht, share. Beverages and sweets, beverages, yes. This is the iconic balsam. Latvian beer, rye bread, please do. Please try rye bread. It is very good for your health. And if, yeah, this is like everyday commodity for a Latvian. So it gave pretty good answers, but there's more foods. Provide of all food that are traditional. Because there's a lot that weren't mentioned. Meatballs, yes. Pork chop, very often. Potato pancakes, yan cheese, amazing. So all of this we're seeing even better. Bacon buns. Oh wait, I didn't know this is how you translate it, but pirag. You must try them. Puberts. I didn't realize this is traditional, but yes, amazing. Kvass. Kvass, you have to try. You absolutely have to try. So, alright, these suggestions, now we're talking. And I imagine it's going to be the same for any other country. It's also going to be able to give a very comprehensive overview. So I'm glad that it answered this way. And the last thing, what would be good souvenirs to bring home? The alcohol, the Riga Black, rye bread, thin sprats. Okay, they are tasty. I wouldn't like gift somebody a can of fish. I'll be honest though. But yes, sure, it could work. Lima chocolates, traditional Latvian, amazing, delicious. Go for it. Caraway, what I'm talking about, Jāņas here. So it's this seasonal cheese that's made for summer solstice. If you have it, if you happen to be in Latvia and around that region, do get it. It's great. Amber jewelry. Yeah, so amber, that's the closest kind of traditional jewelry we would have. You know, this is what we get washed up in the shores. So it's great. Good that it suggested it. Linen cloth. Yes, good idea. Bari wooden crafts. Even says where. Riga Central Market, I agree. Old Town Boutiques, expensive side, yes. You know, premium stuff, I guess. Stockman and Gallery Centers. These are going to be like some basic touristic stuff you're going to definitely find there, I'm sure. Touristic versions of that. But here, I'd suggest you going to get souvenirs the most. But yes, so we have an overview. I'm gonna even copy just for the sake of it as well. Okay, so my review or feedback, my impression of this AI tool is definitely helpful. Definitely helps make a lot of things easier. It does suggest good places to visit. I do agree with it. Also, as somebody who's lived in Latvia, as somebody who has been living in Latvia, experienced many of these things, I agree with it. I don't know how they're searching for it, but I like the fact that there is consistency. So the answers do not feel random. It feels very thought out. Probably they're taking them from articles from official websites, and it will always suggest the same thing. What that does mean is that you have to kind of ask. If you want a unique experience, you should ask for it. Because I think if I right now ask, what are areas like in Riga that are uncommon for tourists? Let's see. This place has tourists, but just not insanely much. This place, good idea. Warehouse is good idea. Aviation museum. Yeah, you know, it's gonna give pretty popular answers every time. Like even if you ask for these uncommon places, it still seems to give quite standard answers, standard places, standard suggestions. But if this is your first time in the place, in the city, in the country, this makes sense. Because you want to look at the places that you're expected to look at as a tourist. I'd say, you know, usually that's kind of the idea. That's kind of what I'm looking for as well. What are the main attractions that you can't miss? And for that, this is amazing. For more rare alternatives, like you either really need to dig deep, which I didn't do in this video, or you just need to look elsewhere. You just need to look at articles. This is going to give you like a, what do you do here? What do you do in this city? And it's going to give you a good overview of the basics, the essentials, on how, when, where. But it doesn't, it's not going to give you like unique experience there, which is fine. It just has its own purpose, and you should be aware of it. As you saw, when it comes to finding flights, finding accommodation, it's going to just redirect you somewhere else. It's search engine. So you're better off using Skyscanner, Booking.com. It's unfortunate that the links sometimes do work, sometimes they don't. But especially it's very cool that, for example, here, I find it very cool that, for example, if you click on a place here, you can just see it. You can check it out yourself. Is it something that you want to look at, watch, and then just be there? And otherwise, like, you find a place, you're going to Google it, you're going to take a look at the pictures and stuff like that. Here, literally one click away. That is, I think, the strongest point that this has over other AIs, I'd say. Because other AIs always need to redirect you to different sites. Here, since it's literally Google Maps put in one, this is like its advantage, and it really is doubling down on the fact that this is its advantage and it has all this data, pictures, and media available. So that is very good, I would seriously use this as a vacation planner, and I will. I will use it. But yes, I hope the kind of format of the answers at some point gets fixed, that there's also links that work consistently, because especially with things like this, like when people search for things, not really experimentation, like when we're using Gen AI, like, we care about precision, yes, but here we really need precision, especially if we're going to use these answers, count on them, we need precision in them. I guess the bright side is it can't do your job to plan everything entirely, as in, like, if you try to make a plan yourself, you're going to definitely make a better one than this. That's what I'm getting at. I hope that was helpful for you to also see, maybe have ideas on how you're going to use it. I definitely would recommend to also try out at least. As I said, I'm going to use it. I suggest you also use it as well. It looks great, okay? Looks very helpful. But yes, that was that. Next, I suggest that you watch this video, which explains which kind of sources the most popular large language models use for their research. Google, in this case, this AI tool is very interesting because I don't really know. It doesn't say where it decides that it's going to recommend me these things. They just happen to be accurate. Maybe they're using these same sources. But here I took a look at an article where I looked into the statistics on which are the most commonly cited sources in these answers. So that's how you know, based on what the information that is generated, that is given to you while using any of these models, where does it come from? What is it based on? Very useful to know, especially if you're going to be counting on it, and it's going to help you base your decisions on it.